What's up, guys? It's Light Spiral here with a Hollow Magic B10 Farmable team video. Now, for starters, this team, it does work and it will get 100% success rate, but it is extremely slow, so I would not necessarily recommend using this team. It's not very practical. And in the top left, I have two recommended suggestions to replace these monsters, and I'll go over those later. But for now, I'll just go over the 5 monsters and how to get them. And for starters, all 5 of these monsters are natural 3s or natural 2 stars, and are all going to be very easy to max skill if you do decide to build this exact team. And also, I want to say that later in the video, I'll also be going over why each monster is in the team, so you can understand more how the dungeon works if you're newer to the game. Also, so you can understand, or so I can tell you what kind of other monsters you could use that would be better than these, like possible replacement monsters. So first of all, we have the Light Bearman, or Amon, and he is obtainable through the secret dungeon on the light day of Hall of Light, so on Sundays, or if there's an all attribute dungeon on those days. And so that's how he can be obtained. Beladion is the Light Inugami, who can also be obtained with a secret dungeon on Light Day. So on Light Day, if you don't already have these 2 monsters, you're definitely going to want to get these 2. And I know there's also a lot of other, like on Light Day, you'll notice there's a ton of people that are always trying to get Bearman, Inugami, and the, what's his name? I don't know, Darien. I don't remember what he is, but the I'm still trying to think of what Darien is.
Vagabond.
Vagabond, yeah. Darien's the Light Vagabond. And then there's Konamiya, the Water Garuda, and this can be obtained through. It probably has a secret dungeon. I'm actually not sure. I think all the natural 2 stars have a secret dungeon, but since he's a natural 2 star, you'll easily be able to get him out of unknown scrolls, as well as easily skill him up through unknown scrolls. Shannon, the Wind Pixie, is also a natural 2 star, so you'll easily be able to get it out of unknown scrolls, skill it up out of unknown scrolls, as well as it probably has a secret dungeon somewhere. I'm just not sure if it. I'm not sure if it does, but I assume it does. And Wind Griffin, or Bernard, you can obtain in the Timor Desert on any difficulty on any stage. So stages 1 through 7 on normal, hard, and hell will all give you a chance to drop a Wind Griffin or Bernard. So in terms of skill ups, every single Bearman, all 5 of them, have a secret dungeon, so you can farm those to get Bearman skill ups for Amon. For Bella, the Light Inugami, there's a light secret dungeon for it, a dark secret dungeon for it, as well as you can farm Garen Forest, Tulane Forest, or Feynman Volcano to get Inugamis to skill up Bella. Konamiya is a natural 2 star, so you'll get those skill ups out of unknown scrolls. Shannon is a pixie, you'll get plenty of skill ups through unknown scrolls. And Bernard, if you just keep farming the Timor Desert, you'll get Bernard skill ups eventually. And if you want to, the water and the fire ones have secret dungeons, but I'd recommend just farming the scenario battle for Bernards. Now I'll go over the reason they're all in the team. Now, Amon is in the team strictly for heals, so replacements for him would be any healer that you like. So if you have a Chasun, if you have an Emma, if you have a Praha or an Ariel, if you want Rikaja, the Wind Yeti, there's a ton of options that are better than Amon for healing, but I just have him in here because he's farmable and he's decent. Beladion is in here for 2 reasons. One is that she's a decent healer, and 2 is for the defense break, makes the run a lot faster. So if you want to, you can use any other healer here. So like instead of Bella and Amon, you could use whatever 2 healers you have, or you could just use these 2. And in terms of the defense break, for your first time through the game, or through the hall, the defense break is really not going to be that necessary. It's more just to like help speed things up a little bit. But later on, you're going to want a defense breaker. So you can also use Darien instead of Bella, probably, the Light Vagabond. Konamiya is in here to cleanse the stuns that the boss is going to do to you, because he'll do a lot of stuns every time he attacks. And the right crystal does disturb HP recovery, so he cleanses all of that. Possible replacements would be anyone that gives you immunity or anyone that cleanses. So it could be if you have Belladjul, if you have Viramos, who I have somewhere up here in the top left, if you have Delphoy, if you have Dagor, whatever you have that either cleanses or gives you immunity would work. Shannon's in here. Shannon and Bernard, both the two wind monsters, I really would not recommend trying to replace those, at least at first, because for right now Shannon's in here for the defense buff, the AoE slow, and the glancing hit. So there's not too many monsters in the game that are going to provide you with all of that. So I'd recommend you just keep her in there, but if you have a replacement that you can think of, try it. And Bernard's in here for the speed buff and the sword break. If you want to, you can really just use any speed buff. You don't necessarily need the sword break, but it just helps a lot. And so replacements for him could possibly be like the water bounty hunter or the water jack-o'-lantern, or anyone that has a consistent speed buff. So like not one where speed buffs for 2 turns were usable in 5. It needs to be like 2 turns were usable in 3, 3 turns were usable in 4, something like that. And so that's that team. And then for the 2 monsters I have up here in the top left somewhere, Beretta and Viramos, those are both fusion monsters, and if you're going to use them, you could use either of them and just replace Amon with them, or you could use both of them and replace Amon and Kodamiya. And so what the point of those two would be Beretta would help speed up your run a ton because of his 3rd skill will do a lot of dots, and Vero will be good because it's a more consistent cleanse than Kodamiya, as well as it does dots on the 1st skill to help make the run go faster. So those are just 2 suggestions for farmable monsters that'll help you in this. Of course there's a ton of other farmable monsters that would help, but that's just what I'd recommend. Now as for the runes for Beretta and Vero, just because I don't have them up in the top left, both of them can be runed with Swift Focus, Speed, HP, Accuracy. Or if you want to on Beretta, you could do Despair Focus instead of Swift Focus. But that's really all I have for today's video, guys. Pretty soon I'll be making all the other B10 dungeon videos, except Necropolis might not be for a while because I don't have a farmable. I have no idea how to make a farmable Necropolis B10 team yet. I'm still working on it. But that's all for today, guys. May the best year today's be the worst year tomorrow's.